They say it takes a village to raise a child, but what about when you become an adult? This is Coach Lani, an attorney and certified executive career and leadership coach. And I want to know, do you have a village? If you have a village, who's in your village? Let's talk about it. Because somewhere along the way, we were told that once you grow up, once you get that degree, that job, maybe even the title that you wanted, or have your family, that you're supposed to have everything just figured out. That needing support means that you're weak. That asking for help means that you're behind. I don't believe that. And I see every day how harmful that belief can be. I work with high achieving professionals, leaders, attorneys, executives, PhDs, entrepreneurs, and on paper, everything looks great. But behind the scenes, so many of them are carrying everything alone. They're making big decisions in isolation. They're processing stress, disappointment, and growth quietly. Independence is not the same thing as isolation. And self-sufficiency does not mean that you stop needing support. As an adult, your village will look different than it may have looked 10 years ago. It's not about who you talk to every day. It's about who has access to you, who you call when you need perspective, who you trust when you're unsure, who can you tell the truth to and they still want you to win. Your adult village should be intentional and not accidental. I like to think of my village as my personal board of directors. Different people serve different roles. There's an encourager, a truth teller, a builder, and not everyone will always qualify for a seat at the table. If someone minimizes your goals, quietly competes with you, or benefits from you staying small, they don't deserve to be in your village. For me, my encourager is my mother. She is always in my corner. She prays for me every day. She lifts me up when I am tired. She has supported me as I launched my business. She reminds me who I am when leadership feels heavy. But she also does something else that matters to me also. She watches every video that I post, every single one. She gives me honest feedback. Now, sometimes she'll say, Lani, let's record that one over. But I trust her, so I'll do it. She proofreads my posts, and yes, she tells me when I have a typo. Not to criticize me, but because she wants me to win. She wants her baby girl to shine. She wants me to show up in the best light possible. She understands that excellence matters, that how you present yourself is part of your leadership. It's my brand. She's always going to protect my brand because she loves me. That is real support. Support that sharpens you, support that protects your reputation. I also want to name my sister. Now, my sister and I are very close, but my sister is extremely busy. She has a family. They're very busy with her law firm. She doesn't always have a lot of time, and that's real life, but she is always in my corner. She checks in. She shows up when it matters, and she supports me without needing to be involved in every detail. And I think that that's important to say because sometimes we think support only counts if someone is constantly available. That couldn't be further from the truth. Support matters when it's quiet, when it's steady. Sometimes it's knowing that you can call a person. Sometimes it's knowing that someone is rooting for you even when they can't be front and center. That still counts as your village. I also have two very close friends I think of as my godmothers. They pray for me, and they are absolutely in my corner, but they don't always agree with me. And that's important. I trust them, so I can take their advice. One of them challenges me deeply. When I ask her, whose side are you on? She always will say, I'm on the right side. Now, that's important for me to note because what she's saying is, Lani, I'm not on your side. I'm not on anyone else's side either, but I'm on the right side. That's someone who loves you enough to care more about your growth than your comfort. And the other godmother, no matter what I tell her, whatever the idea is, the first thing out of her mouth is, Lani, that's fantastic. And then she helps me to break it down. She'll say, what's the next step? Have you thought about X, Y, Z? Now, what needs to happen first? Oh, call this person. What's realistic right now? She does not shut down my vision. She helps me to build it. And that's a village. When you have people like this in your life, people who pray for you, people who will tell you the truth, people who you can turn to, people who will help you to turn your ideas into action, you start to realize something important. Not everyone is meant to play the same role in your life. And not everyone is meant to walk every season with you. That doesn't make people bad. Life changes, things shift. It doesn't mean there was no love. It just means that your needs have changed. And your village has to reflect that over time. And that's why I say this gently but clearly. You are allowed to edit your village. You are allowed to change who has access to you, who has a seat at the table. You are allowed to stop over explaining your growth to people who aren't going to get it, who aren't growing with you. Growth requires boundaries, and boundaries reveal alignment. Your village doesn't have to be large, but it has to be aligned with who you're becoming. Find people who will pray for you, people who challenge you, people who help you build. Give yourself grace along the way as you're finding your village, but never lower your standards. Achieve your goals. Now listen, if this video resonated with you, I want you to go ahead to like it, to comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. We're all about developing our village. Comment and let me know who's in your village, how I can help you as you're developing that village over time. This is Coach Lani. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope you subscribe to this channel because on a weekly basis, I'm sharing tips to help you level up with clarity and confidence. Have a great day.